If you understand basic knife handling, cooking is a lot more fun. And actually, it's the same principle you apply to every vegetable on this table. First of all, your knife gotta be sharp. This is 90 degrees, and half of that is 45, half of that is 22, and that's the correct angle to sharpen your knife. Just pull it along the steel, and your knife will be sharp. Some cooks pull it the other way against your hand. I don't like that. It has no influence on the sharpness of your knife. But do it the way you prefer. The first we'll cut is a carrot, and this is too big to handle for a knife. So first, give it a platform to stand on by cutting off a little bit. Then cut it into slices. Then stack these slices like a deck of cards. And those slices you cut into stripes, julienne as the cooks call it. And those stripes, they can be, you can stack them and cut them into dices. Brunoise is what the cooks call that. And this is the basic principle for all vegetables: slices, stripes, and dices. The onion is a bit funny because it's already in slices. So when we cut that, we get the stripes. But if you want to cut it further into dices, then this is a problematic method. You're quickly gonna end up like this, and then the cooking police will come and take you. It's a bad way of doing it. It's inefficient, and your cubes will be ugly. So, cut off the top. Just be generous, you don't need much of that. And then just a little bit of the root. So just so little that the onion still hangs together. You cut it in half. Remove the peel, and don't cut your fingers. So a good part of my thumb is in the sauce somewhere. You got to make what the Japanese call an eagle claw, and then the knife must rest against your fingers, against your knuckles. Then you can feel how far you have cut without cutting your knuckles. And then just cut into stripes, and don't cut all the way to the bottom. But some. Like this. It's still a complete half onion, and you can easily control it. Some cooks, they do it like this to make nicer cubes. I think it's a cumbersome way of doing it. So it works fine, but it's really just an extra step that you don't need. Just cut it into squares. Well, dices. And when you get to the end, you just turn it over and cut that, and then you can turn it over again, and in the end you'll just have the tiny root bit. Throw that out. A modern way of doing it is thinking of the spokes in a bicycle wheel. If you cut like that, you'll get really nice dices. And as soon as you have tried it a few times, it's just as fast as any other way. Notice how it opens up easily. This is the way I usually do it. The celery is a bit long to handle for the knife too, so you cut off the two edges, so they're already in stripes, and if they are too big, you just halve them. Then you put the celery on edge, and you cut it into slices, 1 or 2 or 3, 2 or 3 or 4, depending on how thick the celery is. And now you've got your stripes. And again, you can turn those into dices. pepper fruit, bell pepper. You have to find the flattest surface and turn that into slices. Then, just like the rest of the vegetables, you stack it like a deck of cards and cut it into stripes. And again, you're ready to dice it. Garlic, just the same, give it a base to stand on. Cut it into slices. Stack them like a deck of cards. Cut it into stripes. And cut that into dices. Chili. The easiest way to make slices of that is to just open it, remove the seeds, layer it like a deck of cards again, cut it into stripes, and again dices. Tomato, and this tomato is really soft. Give it a base to stand on, so it doesn't look well. Luckily my knife is sharp. Slices, stripes, and dices. Ginger root, that's oddly shaped, so just break off the part you need, and if you need the entire ginger root, you have to do it in small parts. A base to stand on, slices, stack it like a deck of cards, stripes, and dices. So really, very simple. You use the same technique for all vegetables. Slices, stripes, and dices. And if your knife is sharp, it's easy and fun. Enjoy!